let's talk about aspects of YouTube that they're not being that smart about, shall we? Now, if I want to add a video like this, just so that, as clickbait, look, pretty girl dancing behind me. Now, or if I want to do one of these comment videos, they should actually force a percentage of whatever ad revenue you could possibly make back to the original creators of a video. They should be able to mark and tag a video so that whenever it's playing and I'm using it in a video, then whoever owns this video should actually earn money from me reusing their own video. And the same thing should work with music. Musicians should grasp that if 1,000,000 people use their song during the most popular time for it, and if they got like 5% or 15% of that little section where the music's playing in a video, they would make vastly more money. The companies who own the copyrights to the video would make vastly more money. So I can make a video and I could be trying to use other people's videos, or I could be doing one of those comment videos. Then while this is playing in the background and you're watching me, and that's considered X amount of money earned by YouTube itself, then my remake of the video should actually be paying them. And if all I'm doing is a comment video where I'm like, ooh, look, this woman's dancing, look at her dance, oh my gosh, and doing a reaction video, then probably it realistically should be like a quarter of my earnings go to this, because all I'm doing is basically ripping off. But the other thing is, the creators should be able to try to set a limit between this to this, so that whenever you're creating a video, you know that, oh, if I use this video, this creator wants like 5% or 1% of whatever it will do. Or if I use this little bit of music in the background, then I have to give them whatever I earn, 1% of it will go to that person. That would make sharing videos way easier. People wouldn't necessarily be trying to stamp out copyright infringements, because they'd be constantly being paid. And it would be a much more fluid, a much more rational thing. And it would just be like, okay, if you post this video to YouTube, guess what? Anyone on YouTube can use it. So you're going to have to say your price, though, of what you're claiming. And it has to be reasonable. I mean, there's no rational reason why you should try to get like more than half on a comment video, which kind of seems kind of slightly extreme, but sure. Maybe if you have a video and someone like is using it as a backdrop, then at least half should go. Because if all I'm doing is looking at that video and doing silly reactions, then pretty much all the work is going to this other individual. And if this person is stealing her video, or I don't know if the proper term should be stealing, if they are recreating this person's work, then half goes to them. But then if this guy's using it, then whatever he got for this should go. And there could be a simple algorithm that would be able to do this. And this is one of the ways that YouTube is actually making creating videos more complicated. And it would be more rational that if you have an old song or whatever, you just put it on YouTube and you just set a price, so that whatever video you own is now on YouTube. And whenever someone uses it, then it's already going to you. It would just be a more fluid thing where you would add into it. Anyone who puts up a YouTube video surrenders the right for other people to use it. But you get to set the level of money you're demanding. And then if I'm using someone else's video and I upload it in an editing film, then it would show. It would tell me, like, oh, this is going to cost me 5% of whatever ad revenue I would get for that block of time, or 25%, or in extreme things, I guess half my ad revenue for that 3-minute clip I watched will go to them. And it would probably be more rational. I mean, fair use would probably not necessarily be an aspect. It would be how much you can actually claim. And I just think it would make YouTube way easier, and it would actually make people more money. Anyone could do a comment video on whatever you do, and you would constantly get a little stream of income from it. Anytime someone takes your original work and reuses it, some little bit comes back to the original creator. And that would just be a more fluid system for YouTube, and I don't understand why they don't just put that in, so that you would know as a creator that no matter what, if you just pull up a video, you're not going to be dinged for copyright. No one's going to be able to punish you. However, some of your income, and it should go up, that if I'm using this video in the background, that I'm going to lose 5% of my income to this individual who's doing this lovely dance behind me. And then you would just have less work as YouTube. You would just set it up, there'd be less conflict, and there would be no one being angry because you used one of their videos in their backdrop. And it would go for anyone. CNN, MSNBC, if they upload a video to YouTube, guess what? We get to use it. But then they get some money back for it. This lovely lady would be getting some level of income for her original dancing. And it would probably go initially to whoever did this nice little top 10 list. And then it would go to the original probably creator here, because it looks like he just pulled it. So let's say that I would have to surrender 25% of whatever ad revenue right now to this creator. Well, maybe he's just doing this little video and he has to surrender 50 of that to this person. And that's how it works. And it would be more rational to set a lower number and have way more people using it versus a higher number. Because if I have to surrender like 50% of my ad, then I'm probably going to try to find a different video to talk about where maybe it's closer to like 5% or 10%, because that level does not seem that extreme. And musicians in the background, yeah, I would think like even 1% would be rational for like music in the backdrop, if that's all you're doing. If you have a video and everything else is, then 1% has to go to whoever the artist is of the song. And it would just be way easier. Everyone would be getting paid. And especially with like music, if 1 million people started using your songs and you kept getting pennies of every little viewing of your music, not only are you putting your music out there for it to be more popular, you're constantly generating money for it. And it makes no sense that we have this system where basically you have copyrights everywhere and no one uses it because they have to like put all this money up front, versus trying to actually get people to use it, but then you take in a percentage of that video money. So that's just one thing that I feel that YouTube is just being completely dumb about. I mean, you have the ability to show how many people viewed this much of a video at this interval. So if all they did was watch that one little video for that very, very minimal time, then that money then goes to the person. If all they're doing is like watching like some weird little shark attack or whatever's going on in the video for that moment, that they just scroll there, they watch that little tidbit, then that little tidbit gets paid to the original person. Even that. If they watch your video and all they hear is like 5 seconds of music, then that little 5 second interval would give money to the original artist of that music. And it would just make it so that no one would be trying to sue anyone. You would reduce your level of conflict, and you'd reduce your liability of copyrights. I mean, you just do this thing where, okay, you're gonna get paid. However, once you post it on YouTube, anyone can use it. However, you can try to demand something extreme, like half of whatever goes to it, and then if I'm looking at that video and I'm trying to use it, then it shows. And that's just my thoughts. Have a wonderful day.